If you look at the profile of the university in relation to health, there are a number of areas that really stick out that have been particularly successful, and obviously nursing and midwifery fit into those areas very well. But we also have a very strong exercise science, exercise physiology program. We've got sort of other ancillary or related areas in social work. Clinical psychology we're doing very well at. So there's a very nice sort of a base, a platform for development on those existing programs. Another one that we currently offer is a Bachelor of Biomedical Science. And that was the one that first took my attention when I joined the university, because there is great potential to adapt that existing program into something that is more aligned with medical and health science activity. And so where we've started in the development process is to look at changing the Bachelor of Biomedical Sciences into the Bachelor of Medical Sciences. And that program now, or at least next year when it starts, will have three very carefully selected specialisations within the program. The first one is in the area of nutrition, and we get a lot of interaction from around the region, from hospitals and from clinics who are looking for people in that sort of area. So, and nutrition again was an area that Central Queensland Uni had some background in to begin with. So that's going to be a major specialisation. Then two new ones. We're bringing in a pathology strand into the Bachelor of Medical Science, and what that does is trains medical laboratory scientists who can go and work in the public or the private pathology industry and manage the laboratories basically that do all of the diagnostic work in relation to pathology. And to fit alongside that program, we're developing again a very exciting new program which is called Clinical Investigation. So it's another specialisation within the Bachelor of Medical Science. Clinical Investigation is an opportunity for us to educate the scientists that are going to work in the diagnostic industry, in private clinics, in hospitals, in relation to things like cardiovascular investigations, pulmonary investigation, neurological. So when you go to have your EEG or your ECG, or you have some spirometry for lung function testing, these are the people, these are the scientists that actually run those sort of clinical investigation units. And again, my interaction with Queensland Health suggests that there's a great call for these sorts of health professionals in Central Queensland and broader afield as well. So really that's the platform is if you look at what we already have in the university, we have a nice stable layer of medical science. Then we're bringing on this sort of diagnostic element, and sometime in the future we'll add on top of that the therapies and the areas of health science where there's a lot of clinical interaction with patients. Probably one of the more patient-oriented programs that we're also starting up is a medical imaging program, which is otherwise known as radiography, when people go and get an X-ray taken, or a variety of different diagnostic procedures. So we're training radiographers to undertake that sort of activity with a new program that will be a 4-year program. And it'll sit alongside a really interesting and quite unique program, not seen anywhere else in Australia just at this stage, but I'm sure people will start bringing it on board. It's a 4-year undergraduate entry program into sonography. So when you go into a diagnostic setting with those that are doing ultrasound, whether it's cardiac ultrasound or whether it's abdominal ultrasound, the sonographers are the ones that perform those sorts of tasks. So both of those programs will come in together. We're building new laboratories on the Mackay campus to set up those programs. they'll be equipped with state-of-the-art ultrasound, state-of-the-art CT scanners and all of the sort of diagnostic material that you'd get in a live clinic. So we've got medical science, and that'll be starting here in Rockhampton. In Mackay, we're looking at the medical imaging and sonography. One of the other programs that we're trying to get on board for 2011 is a program in paramedic science. So all those paramedics that work in the ambulance system will be setting up a program of education which will parallel what's currently being done by Queensland Ambulance. We'll be working very closely with them. They'll provide a lot of the clinical exposure that our students will need to get. And again, we're hoping that program will start in 2011. I should say that these programs that we're expecting to start next year, they're still going through a process of approval within the university, so we need to keep in mind that the academic standards and the content of curriculum are all established and developed with high level accuracy, and also most of these programs are all need to be accredited externally by the professional bodies associated with them. So we're in contact with those professional bodies on a regular basis, and that accreditation process will be ongoing from now, before we actually start the programs, all the way through until we start graduating students.